As long as I'm winning, and which I know I'm going to do, and be victorious, on June 27th, I will be a 2-week division unified champ, so that's all that matters.
Jaron Boots Ennis isn't just looking for a win on June 27th. He's predicting the total erasure of Xander Zayas to cement a legacy that skips the line straight to unified multi-division greatness. 3-weight undisputed champion Terrence Crawford just picked his winner, and it was not the unified champion in this fight. While Crawford acknowledges that Zayas has the heart and confidence to compete at this level, he believes it is simply a little too early for him right now.
And that's a tough fight, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, that he has in himself, and he's ready to go make history for his country, and he's going to do real well in that fight. I just think, right now, it's a little bit too early for him.
Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. came in with a very different read, and it is one that should give the Zayas camp real confidence heading into Brooklyn.
Let me finish. He's fighting for 2-time world champion already. What if he go for the third one and he gets beat? Then he misses a big money fight with Boots instead of going on and taking this fight. You understand me? So it's like so many times we get cheated out of fights because guys try to wait till the fight simmers or gets to where it needs to be. Then they'll wait till they think one guy's ready. No, if you're a 2-time world champion across the board already, you're ready. If you're not ready, you shouldn't have got them. You shouldn't have got them 2 titles if you weren't ready. So if you got 2 titles, I don't want to hear that you're not ready. You better be ready because you're 2-time world champion. You got 2 of the belts in the weight class. Everybody in the weight class want that. So you're behind. Better be ready.
He pushed back hard on the idea that Zayas is being thrown in too deep. Jones pointed to the fact that Zayas is already a 2-time world champion, arguing that losing to another opponent before this matchup would have damaged his big money opportunity against Ennis. So in Roy's eyes, Xander fully earned his seat at this table.
And Xander is a guy, like you say, that you can't let hit you repeatedly with the same shot or you won't be around long. So Boots gonna get on his game. I'm sure he's gonna tighten up and get on his A game because he know he has an A opponent. So I think the fight is perfect. I think it's the perfect time for the fight because the winner of this fight is gonna be something special.
Jones also called this a legitimate 50-50 fight, stating that whoever wins should go on to dominate the junior middleweight division for a significant stretch. The legend didn't pick out a clear favorite, but it's clear he is excited for the fight and believes Ennis can't take this easy or he will be lying on his back, looking up at the lights when the fight is over. Despite sharing cultural roots with Zayas, trainer Eric Roman paints a grim picture for the challenger. He envisions Ennis imposing such relentless pressure from bell to bell that Zayas simply won't have the cardiovascular endurance or mental fortitude to keep pace.
Look, let's put it like this, right? Like, we know Boots for a long time, right? Him, both his families, and obviously, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm siding with my brother Bo on that one. I think that it's going to be an entertaining fight in the beginning. I would say the first 5-6 rounds is going to be competitive, mainly because Boots is smart. He knows that Xander can't fight. Xander's a big kid. He's not just going to sit there and trade with him. I don't know what they're thinking. They see. I know that Coach Javier, who's my boy too, Centennial, great coach on Xander's side. I know they're going to have a great game plan early. But the pace that you have to keep Boots off you, man, that's a hefty price, I don't know if Xander's going to be able to do that, So I do think it's going to be competitive for, like I said, 5-6 rounds. But I think once Boots catches on and starts really hitting him to the body, touching him up with clean shots, I don't know if Xander could keep up.
Rather than predicting an explosive early knockout, Roman expects something more methodical and cruel, a calculated assault, round after round, that steadily erodes Zayas' will to continue. The outcome comes not from a sudden explosion, but from accumulated punishment that forces the referee's hand in the championship rounds.
I'm gonna call a late stoppage, maybe around 10-11.
10-11?
Yeah.
Now, a systematic breakdown after round 5 or 6, or one shot?
Yeah, it'll be a systematic breakdown. I think Xander's too good to get hit with one shot clean and just go. I think he has a lot of heart. He's Puerto Rican. He's showed that he can fight, he can scrap. I think Xander does everything really good, but I think Boots does everything really great. And that's going to be a difference in the later round.
On the other hand, Oscar De La Hoya stepped in with his verdict, and he gave the edge to Boots.
He's He's facing a guy who knows how to use his distance and throws hard punches, combinations. He has the will to win. I mean, this is going to be a great fight. I don't know who's going to win. It's tough to call, but you might have to give the edge to Boots just because he's on a roll, you know, with his past opponents, the way he's been handling them. Stylistically, I think I would have to give a little edge. But
Oscar De La Hoya acknowledged it is a genuinely tough fight to call, highlighting Zayas' ability to control distance and throw hard combinations with the will to win. However, he ultimately sided with Ennis, pointing to his momentum and style as the deciding factors. But the most brutal take of all came from Hall of Famer James Toney, and he did not sugarcoat a single word.
This kid is about to get ruined.
Oh, no.
He ain't ready yet. He's a good fighter, but he's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You're about to find out.
Toney warned plainly and in no uncertain terms that Zayas is just not ready, acknowledging him as a good fighter, but stating he is simply not there yet when it comes to handling what Boots brings to the table. 3-weight world champion, Hall of Famer, and he sees this ending only one way. Adding on, Hall of Fame legend Shane Mosley stepped in with a warning, and this time it was aimed directly at Boots.
Boots, it is, occupied with all the punches and movements and stuff like that. But if he stays there right in front of him, then, then Boots is going to, take his toll on him. But I think that activity for Xander Zayas will be the key for him.
When pressed about Zayas' skill set, Ennis concedes that the challenger brings more variation and unpredictability than previous foes he's faced. However, he dismisses any suggestion that this presents a genuine threat to his dominance, asserting that nobody currently plying their trade at welterweight possesses sufficient skill to truly test his abilities.
I would say Xander a little better than those guys because I feel like he'd do a little more.
Like what?
I feel like with those guys, with Ortiz, you know what you're getting. He coming straight for it.
Right.
With Fundora, he tall. With Xander, I feel like he could box a little bit and he try to rumble too. So yeah.
Right. But that doesn't mean that he might be the toughest fight because maybe Fundora because of the height. What do you think? You don't know till you get in there.
I can't really say because I'm not in there with these guys yet. So. But to be honest, I don't think none of these guys touch for me. So
the size differential between the two men doesn't give Ennis pause whatsoever. He boasts about repeatedly schooling substantially larger sparring partners in training and eagerly anticipates what will transpire once the lighter gloves come out for the official contest.
I'd be putting big guys out.
Yeah, cold. I've heard stories in the gym.
I'm talking about cold with 18s on. So what you think I'm gonna do with 8 ounces or 10 ounces on them because I'm at 54. What do you think I'm gonna do with 10 ounces on?
Ennis articulates his superiority through a cold, methodical comparison. He claims to possess advantages across every measurable dimension: speed, footwork, intellect, combinations, leaving virtually no pathway for Zayas to construct a winning strategy. It's as if he's already fighting himself, setting such impossibly high standards that his opponent becomes secondary.
Like I said, I think he getting better, but I think it's nothing he do better. Like I do everything. I jab better. I'm faster, smarter, stronger. I got more ability. Like defense better, everything.
Boxing analyst Tim Bradley shines a spotlight on Zayas' exceptional emotional intelligence and bearing. The young champion has demonstrated professionalism and mental toughness since entering the sport as a teenager that belies his actual age. This psychological resilience explains why Zayas exhibits zero trepidation facing the most formidable competitor in his weight class.
I'm 50-50 on that. Look, Xander Zayas has never been a normal, how can I say this? He's always been mature for his age. He's already done this before. He signed was top ranked and the dude was like a junior in high school.
Right.
He was young as hell. But the way he handles himself outside the ring, he's always handled himself as a professional, and it's like he's been here before. It's like nothing fazed him. so it doesn't surprise me that he's like, I want Boots. He's always said that he wanted to fight Boots. He's always said and told me that he's always wanted to fight Virgil Ortiz. He said he's like, I'll beat Fundora. He said that too. He's like, I'll beat Fundora. I'll beat him right now. But I feel like from a talent standpoint, and he is talented as well. Xander has a really boxing high IQ. He does. And you can tell not only in the ring, but you can tell outside, even when he does commentary. You know, he's an extremely smart kid. Or young man, I should say.
Many find Zayas' choice to accept this challenge deeply troubling. Standard practice would suggest most managers steer their young prospects away from such dangerous waters until they've accumulated more experience and physical maturity. Yet Zayas' acceptance has placed Ennis in an unexpected position. He now must definitively prove that the hype surrounding him translates to genuine, irrefutable excellence.
But at 23, 2 belts, and you want to face that guy? Like, I'm like, man, what? If I'm managing or I'm like, man, come on, bro. Like, calm your ass down real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, we can maybe beat him, but shit, we unsure. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because like Boots is put in a situation in this fight to where he has to show the hell up and show the hell out, because there's been so much hype and so much clout around him, and he hasn't gotten the opportunity to really showcase. I mean, the biggest opportunity that he got was when he fought against Jaron Ennis, and he passed that with flying colors.
While Bradley respects Zayas' courageous decision to step into the arena with a significantly more dangerous opponent, he ultimately believes Ennis will prevail due to the physical advantages that accompany maturity and peak conditioning. He suggests this could serve as a launching pad for Zayas' career, but worries he's perhaps accepting this trial before his physiology has fully developed to championship standards.
And if he can pull this off, oh my goodness, a new star is born. Yeah, you know, a new star is born for sure. Puerto Rico is going to be going crazy because they know how dangerous this fight is as well. And they respect the fact that this young man is willing to risk it all. So, you know, hey, he's young. He's 23. Hey, take a leap of faith. If he fails the mission too, I mean, he's still got a lot more years to go, right? It'd be a great learning experience for him as well. So I respect him. I respect both these guys, but I really respect Xander Zayas for, again, not ducking any smoke.
But you're calling it 50-50 at this point.
60-40.
Okay.
60-40. I 60-40. I think Boots is just, I think he's more talented. I think he's more talented out of the bunch, and I think that Boots right now is right in the midst of his prime. So, you know, when you start hitting that 26, 27, 28 range, man, Xander still, even though his body looks like he's physically mature, right, he's not. You know what I mean? Like, he still has 3 to 4 years before he really gets to his full capacity and full man strength.
Bradley articulates how competitors operating at Ennis' elite level become increasingly formidable when everything is on the line. The higher the stakes, the more locked in they become, comparable to a blade being honed to a razor's edge, producing a version that's sharper and more lethal than before.
And so it's like, I don't think we've seen the best Boots yet, right? And I know one thing about like fighters that have like a really high skill set and have the mentality of a Boots Ennis. The one thing about us is that, like, when the competition gets better, so does our focus, so does our everything gets sharper. Just put it that way. Everything. You know, we become so dialed in, man, and so sharpened. It's like taking a knife and sliding against that little what do you call that? Metal. or metal or rock, sliding against that rock or metal, bro. And you're just sharpening it, and you just sharpening it, and just sharpening it.
The public challenge from Zayas appears to have struck a nerve with Ennis, unleashing a competitive fury that was already simmering beneath the surface. Bradley cautions that Zayas is facing an opponent who now has exponentially more to demonstrate, a fighter whose reputation requires nothing short of an emphatic, undeniable victory.
You know, like, this fight right here is woken up a beast. And Boots has to prove that, hey, everything that y'all been saying about me is real, and I'm gonna show you in this fight against this guy right here who thinks just because he got 2 belts, you know, that he can beat me, right? Boots is kind of like taking the offense to this, you know, he's taking offense to this, and so I think it's more so a fight where Boots has to show up and show the hell out and be the best version of himself. I think that this is a type of fight that can definitely raise somebody's game in like a Xander Zayas as well. It can definitely elevate his game. But he's not afraid, I'll tell you that much. Xander is not afraid. And he truly believes in his heart that he can beat Boots. Truly believes in his heart. And it's going to be amazing to see what happens, man, on that night. It is. It's going to be amazing to see.
Former fighter Arif Oberton, drawing upon personal experience trading blows with Ennis, attributes the welterweight's inevitable dominance to a quintessential Philadelphia fighting mentality. Beyond mere technical proficiency, Oberton suggests Ennis possesses an innate, almost supernatural level of athletic ability that operates on an entirely different spectrum than most competitors.
I never seen Xander fight. I gotta give credit where it's due. In the boxing world, I feel like Jaron is a tremendous talent. He has the talent that goes to show, and I just feel like, you know, him being from Philadelphia, I feel like he's gonna take the cake.
The synthesis of Ennis's relentless training regimen and his exceptional genetic gifts creates a virtually insurmountable challenge. This particular combination of dedication and natural prowess generates an overwhelming momentum that typically results in a brief, one-sided affair for his adversaries.
I say it's all of those things. I feel like that's the things that got him this far. So all he has to do is continue doing what he's doing and just continue working hard. From what I understand, he has a very hard work ethic too. So you can't beat that. When talent works, it works.
When things get tough between a skilled emerging talent and an experienced boxer, boxing pros are having mixed opinions. Two-division world champion Angelo Leo showed his support for both fighters.
I'm gonna go with, man, I like them both. I really like how Xander is handling all this, you know. He's down to fight whoever, winner. And he's already 23 years old, he's already a unified champion. And I like that about him, you know. He's not afraid to, you know, get his feet wet in this division. So, but Boots, you know, Boots is a tremendous fighter.
However, he made a tough call, siding with Xander Zayas and trusting his skill set over experience, believing he has what it takes to pull it off.
He's a tremendous fighter, very skilled as well. I'm gonna go with. Tough one.
Commentator Michael Fox expresses frustration with observers who continually shift expectations whenever Ennis faces a new opponent. Fox reminds the audience that every time someone is positioned as a credible test for Boots, he doesn't simply emerge victorious, he completely overwhelms them. He's already vanquished legitimate world-class contenders, reducing elite athletes to bystanders watching from inside the ropes.
I'm picking Boots. I'm picking Boots just over, like, you know, everybody talk about, man, Boots ain't fought up, Boots ain't done nothing. I mean, we just gonna act like he didn't become a unified champion at welterweight. We're gonna act like they moved the needle. I feel like they moved the needle for him, just in the sense of, like, y'all thought Roman V was gonna be in trouble. He stopped Roman V and mopped the floor with him. Y'all thought Stan Jones was gonna test him. He passed with flying colors. And then every time he passes y'all expectations, surpasses your expectations, he ain't fought nobody. He ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't discredit Stan Jones. He was a world champion. Roman V, I mean, he was, y'all, like I said, the fastest thought Roman V was going to give him some trouble. He did.
Fox acknowledges Zayas has compiled an impressive resume, yet argues the challenger has primarily operated in carefully controlled circumstances and hasn't encountered the technical mastery that Ennis deploys consistently.
Yeah.
And then this thing about it too, like shout out to Xander because he fought Abbas Morale and he won and he fought. But I mean, if we really look at it, it was all on his terms. He fought him in Puerto Rico, bro. And you can't nobody even name the dude he beat for the WBO before you want to talk about what motherfuckers have and have not done. These dudes have done the same thing. They like how they get moved. It depends on how quick they do it. But they both unified champion. A former unified champion is taking on the current unified champion. And June 27th, I got Boots just based off of Xander's a big youngin, but Boots he's about a grown up now. He's like what 28, 29. Yeah. He in his prime years. Right? Like y'all basing it off of Xander gonna be bigger. All right, Boots doesn't move off of y'all call it. He doesn't move off of being bigger than everybody. That's a sharp dude. Just give him his credit. That's a sharp dude, and it's going to be a good fight.
As the debate continues, one thing is clear. This is not just a fight between two prospects. It's a clash of timing, experience, and rising talent versus proven dominance. And with so many experts split down the middle, the outcome remains as unpredictable as ever. So who are you riding with in this thrilling fight? Let us know in the comments below.